What's up, folks? Good evening. Good afternoon, maybe for some of y'all, as y'all see me turning my head, looking at the TV. Got some preseason football, and I'm just taking a peek here, man, at old Malik Willis, man, who went in the third round to the Titans. I know many people didn't expect that. I know a lot of Steeler fans were expecting him to be a Steeler. And it's going to be very interesting, man. The reason why I'm going to keep my eyes on Malik is because that's always going to be the measuring stick for most people in terms of Kenny Pickett. You know, they're going to always look at the trajectory of Malik Willis and say, oh, see, they should have got him. Or they'll be saying, oh, see, the Steelers knew what they were doing when they didn't draft Willis and they went Pickett. I don't know, but it's just funny to see all of this stuff that's happening so early, man, here in training camp. And like I said, here's Malik's first action. Let me just watch him right here. Okay, nice little crossing pattern. He looked decent right there on his drop back. His first two series weren't that hot. But again, what's up, Y Diggy? So he probably hear me talking about it. You know, Malik is playing right now. So Y Diggy being a Steelers fan, he would understand the reason why guys like myself will always just keep an eye on what Willis is doing. Because like I said, that's how these quarterbacks of today will be measured. They're going to look at Corral and Pickett and Willis and Ritter, all of these dudes, you know, they're all going to be looked at that way to determine who had the better career, yada, yada, yada. Somebody says he playing on NFL Network. No, he's actually playing on, well, y'all know I have the, what I like to call the underground cable. You know, I got the IPTV, so I could get pretty much any channel. Oh, what up, Tony? That's my good brother, Tony, in the building, too. And Tony can see it because Tony is in the DMV area. And I'm not going to tell y'all what that means. You got to know. He lives in the DMV, so he's probably able to watch it. He's playing locally. The channel that I'm watching is a local ABC for Washington, D.C. And it's on there. So if you're in those surrounding areas, you should be able to see it. And I believe the Giants is playing somewhere else. Giants and Patriots. I don't know. They might be on the NFL Network, or I don't know. They might be on a local channel too. I'm not sure. But anyway, y'all didn't come here for that. What's up, guys? We appreciate y'all tuning in, man, for another episode of the Sim Standard Power Hour with myself, my boy Smitty, AzureEffect, always here in spirit. I'm actually texting him. Me and him have been texting a little bit because, you know, he is a big-time Titans fan. He's criticizing some of his team already. One of the guys, if y'all been watching the game, fumbled the ball. And that was how the Ravens were able to score, you know, set up a scoring drive. So, you know, he going in on him. But we're here, man. And tonight, what we're going to talk about, primary topics, we'll talk a little bit about ESBC. We've been trying to get to it. I mean, we don't have a ton to talk about, but I think the area that I want to address, Smitty, is kind of the progress that we're seeing, the trajectory, and, you know, what we're maybe excited about to see what this game brings to the table. And then, of course, we're going to give our thoughts on the Madden gameplay that was shown and how it was presented. I actually have a theory on that. I know people are breaking that footage down to no end. I'll give you my thoughts on what I believe we saw there. And I think we'll slightly talk about, and maybe we can start off with this, Smitty, because we really don't have to spend a lot of time on it. Talk a little bit about the Jordan Challenge that's coming to NBA 2K23. You know, it can kind of be our opening topic if we want to jump right into that now. And, you know, what maybe some people what you might be looking forward to with that, Smitty, and, you know, how it might compare to 2011's version, which caught all of us. You know, we all love that. I don't care. Listen, if you are a simulation gamer, graphics gamer, animation gamer, whatever you want to call it, we all know how we all felt about 2K11. That game just was something about it at that time. It's still, people sometimes still compare it to the current 2Ks. And that was the last time we saw Jordan, if I'm not mistaken, in terms of the challenge. And yeah, you know, how is it going to be different this time and what it might mean to the game, yada, yada, yada. But anyway, Smitty, what's been going on, man? How's everything been going? How was your week? And like I said, what you got to kick it off outside of those topics? Or I guess, like I said, we could just kick it off with the 2K stuff real quick.
No, I mean, I've been doing all right, you know, hanging, excuse me, hanging in there, you know what I'm saying? No, I mean, yo, we could definitely talk about this 2K stuff because as you were speaking, there's this article that talks about that, and I gotta touch on this when we jump into that. So this is wow how they redid this. Oh man, this is tight. So like I'm just reading it as you were speaking here. But yeah, like no, I definitely want to jump into the 2K stuff for sure. We could jump into that because that's going to be the lightest thing to really touch on. But
Yeah, go ahead. Let's
yeah,
go
oh,
ahead.
go ahead into
Let's
it. Oh,
yeah,
okay,
let's
all
do
right,
it.
all right. So we're about gameplay, and I'm reading this here about the gameplay. So I'm just gonna read this verbatim, just straight up. Read this real quick. It says, for starters, the game was much slower paced in Jordan's day. In the 80s era games, you'll notice a much heavier focus on the post and mid-range game.
I like
This
that.
is supported through slider settings, AI, tendencies, and playbooks custom to the era. We also rewrote our transition game for the 80s. It features tighter transition lanes and more players cutting to the basket with numbers advantage as opposed to the spotting up for three you see in today's NBA.
AI and sliders can dictate that. That caught my eye and ear.
That's crazy. And then it says you can run sets from some of the greatest coaching minds in NBA history: Jack Ramsey, Hubie Brown, Dick Mata, Lenny Wilkins, Phil Jackson, Jerry Sloan, Rick Adelman, and more. On the defensive end, we've rewritten our matchup logic so that when Jordan plays against Dominique Wilkins, they'll match up and try to outscore each other in the shootout challenge. In other games, you'll see more complex cross matches. When you play as Jordan against the Cavs, Winston Bennett guards Jordan. Jordan takes Craig Elo. Elo guards Pippen, and Pippen guards Bennett. If you're able to score well at a high enough efficiency, Elo will eventually take over defensive responsibilities for Jordan.
Wow.
Man, see. This is what I'm talking about. Like,
Yeah,
hold on.
that's crazy.
This is nuts. And then B-ball in the 80s and 90s, much more physical than present day. This is accurately modeled in our floor game and in the paint. Hand checking and hard hitting body ups bring a completely different feel to the one-on-one battles compared to the more free-flowing game of today. We also made sure that all the rules like illegal defense are accurately represented properly for each particular game. Playing with Jordan against the bad boy Pistons is probably the most obvious example where you see the grit and physicality of old school ball. The Pistons will employ their famous Jordan rules, set of defensive strategies they used to try and contain MJ. Man, okay, and then they talk about player signature. Magic does his no-look passes, and a number of classic greats have all new jumpers, layups, and dunk packages. Made every effort to ensure that our dribble moves, set, and finishing moves were era appropriate. Bro, like, see, this is the stuff. This is the stuff we're talking about.
Look at that right there.
You see what
This
I'm saying?
means moves like the Sham Guard crossover and Euro step layups won't be firing up in Jordan Challenge games. The level of detail, man, is crazy.
That's absolutely nuts right there. Like, see, when you see, this is what I'm saying. When you get your game right, and you build and build and build consistently, you can do stuff like that. You can get that dang on intricate. Oh man, I need to hurry up and go ahead and get this game. I haven't even pre-ordered or nothing like that yet, but I definitely will be because this is lit right here. And then they got all the different challenges in there. Oh, okay. So the 88 All-Star game is a new one. 88 All-Star game, the 82 National Championship game. Obviously, they said the Team USA, the scrimmage from the Team USA. I think they had him against Elo, I thought. Hawks against the Bulls. Okay, 90, the Bulls against the Cavs. Let me see. Finals game 5. 92 finals game 1. 1990. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, that's the double nickel game. Game 6, the closeout game, the flu game. And then Kobe 97 Bulls and Lakers. And then 98 finals game 6. Okay. All right. So some of them, I obviously had to have in there, but I like the additions that they have added in there too. But that gameplay, see, this is the kind of bruh. Oh my goodness, dude. See, it would be sweet if you could take those tendencies and play a franchise mode like that. Like, I want to play with 80s style with the current players.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That would be sweet. I mean, I know they're not going to have the exact same tendencies and stuff, obviously, but it would be sweet to have that era of physicality, like rules, that's the way they play like in the 80s and be able to have it. Yeah.
Because they do say the bad boy, they got the bad boys and how they're going to play Jordan. So obviously, from what they're saying, we should be seeing him getting roughed up.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, man. That. Oh my goodness.
That's pretty dope, man.
This is what. This is what makes it even more exciting. We got a good. Well, hey, if everything lines up, we got a good game in Madden. Okay, and then we're gonna have potentially a really good game with NBA 2K. Dude, like we're not losing here. You know what I'm saying? And it's been a mighty long time to be able to even say that. But we're not losing. Like, there's no L in this.
Yeah, and of course, I mean, the first thing I see on Twitter, Madden could have did this quarterback. I'm like, dog, what we have to get to a point where we all realize that these games are in two different places.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just as, of course, we can say, man, I wish I was experiencing this in a football game. Yeah. But for me at this point to be comparing features from Madden to 2K, we ain't there yet. We're not there yet. Madden is just getting back on track. And hopefully it remains on the back on track that we saw from the beta. Whereas 2K is already so far beyond. Like, I heard something today, and shout outs to the homie Shake. Well, he was saying something that he was talking about something about my career, and he was like, "Oh, they say neighborhood, but they didn't say cruise ship." What's going on with the cruise ship? Is there supposed to be something that you can do on a cruise ship in my career now?
On the previous gen, they don't have the full blown neighborhood like that. I think that's something they're not capable of doing on previous gen. So they had it on a cruise ship.
Oh, okay.
That's what they had for that. So I don't know.
I didn't know what he was talking about.
Yeah.
But you see what I'm saying, guys? 2K has a neighborhood, parks, open work. Like, Madden ain't close to that yet. So I don't understand. I'm gonna get into that when we talk to Madden stuff, but listen, man, I don't really have much to add here other than I just think this is a dope thing to do. It looks like it tied in well with it being the 23rd, the 2K23, Jordan 23. Obviously, with all of the steam and momentum from the Last Dance, I mean, it just made sense to do this. So that was great marketing. The only thing that I was curious about, they have a little blurb about it here, and I'll just read that. Hold on, let me take a peek at Malik real quick. No, he handed the ball off. He says, one of the core differences between our audience in 2K11 and 2K23 is that many of our players in the latter never got the experience of watching Michael Jordan play in person or live on television. Everything they know about the player is from short clips, YouTube videos, and or tales from family members who saw a man win 6 NBA championships in a single decade. In NBA 2K23's Jordan Challenge, fans from a generation will be able to enjoy the definitive retelling of Michael Jordan's career through our completely immersive narrative experience. Okay, so that's not saying what I thought it said. So still, my question is going to be, and it might even be answered in this article somewhere, and I don't necessarily remember 15 moments, Smitty, from 2K11. Was it? I don't think it was that many of the moments, but it does seem like most of those same moments are there, right?
Yeah, most of them are there, except for the few. I don't remember exactly. I mean, they didn't have the Lakers one. They had the Blazers game. They had the Lakers. I think the Lakers, you played that series, if I'm not mistaken. I think you played the whole series. I don't think it was just one game. I don't think I'm not sure if you played against the Cavs twice, like in this one does. I know it was New York Knicks. I know the Knicks was in there.
And the flu game was there.
The flu game was there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know offhand.
Yeah, we could probably do a comparison, but I guess my only thing would be is for those who play 2K11, like, is it going to have a different feel to it? And honestly, man, I mean, you can't rewrite history. What was done was done. So, I mean, if it is the same experiences, okay, no big deal. Like, I wouldn't beef about that. But, you know, I'm just curious I will be curious to know for those people who really truly remember 2K11 and after they experienced this one, was there anything different? Maybe technology wise, you know, because, you know, if we watch the little trailer here, I'll just pull it up. Let's see. Let's show this. We'll cut the sound. He played with such fury. Hold on. I would imagine that the gameplay might be a little different. I mean, we're talking technology has changed. So what you're seeing here, guys, and I had to actually do a double take when I watched this the first time. This is the game.
Right.
Now, of course, there's ways to manipulate and create these moments. You know, it might not be, maybe you can't pull off these things in game, but maybe you can. But that's what's crazy to me. I don't know if it was this detailed back in 2K11, but I would imagine that the gameplay has stepped up. I mean, we all know that, right? We're talking about a game that would have released in 2010 versus a game that's going to be releasing in 2022. So maybe that would be the biggest difference. But this is gameplay. Like, let me back that up for a second. Look at that jump shot. Like that.
Right. You see how fluid that jump shot was there? That three?
And that looks like Jordan. Look, that's Jordan.
That's clean. Like that. Look at that.
Clean pull up like that. No hesitation. That looked like actual gameplay. Some people could argue, oh, some of this might be CG. I don't know. But with them showing the shot meter and all of that, that was gameplay. But 2K does have a reputation here lately of animation quality. Like that right there. See that right there? This is the one I'm going to call, bruh. Is that in the game right there? Dog, if I see that in a game, and it actually animates, if it animates that situation like that, bruh. Because again, I'm gonna show you one more time. That's the game. That's the game. That's the player models and everything. Now, like I said, they could have created this scripted sequence to show us, but that is what he looks like in the game.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So
I think it's like a mix.
Yeah,
It's a blend. Like it's a blend of it being this is the player model, but then they fluidly play out some of this stuff. Like that sequence of him, like that shot over Elo, like that's way too fluid.
And I think that it's probably going to be like my man Bills is saying, it's canned, right? So even with it being canned, Chat and Bills, what I'm wondering though, right, is hold on, let me show you. And I'll just get right to this part. What I'm wondering is with it being canned, can I press something, like can I trigger that, right? So if let's say the challenge is for me to pull that off, so I got to run right there to that spot, and when I hit the button, he's going to animate that can sequence. Even if they got it like that, it's crazy. You know what I mean? Like I definitely don't believe it's on the fly, but what I'm saying is as you play through it, are we going to see it play out like this? If we do X, Y, Z, hit the right button, you know what I'm saying? Like it's going to be interesting to see that because, this stuff looks like exactly what happened. Everything from that, the celebration. You understand what I'm saying? So it is going to be cool or interesting to see if it plays out like it is being shown here. So,
yeah, see, like what Bill just said there, like in WWE, it'll be something that you could probably trigger where it'll be you play gameplay to a certain extent and then it'll just blend.
Okay, that makes sense.
Blend in, which is cool because they do have some instances where it's like you perform a certain move a certain way, and then the animated moment just takes over, but it's using the player models, and they'll move completely realistic and fluid though, the way they do. So yeah, the kind of blurring that line, but that's blurring that line though. You know what I'm saying? That's blurring that line right there, though. Man. That
and see, 2K, they're at a point where they have to do stuff like that. Like, I get what everybody is saying when we try to compare 2K and Madden, but we really can't, man, no more. Because 2K is so far past where we're wanting Madden to get to from a base level. It's just like MLB The Show. MLB is at a point where it's not so much. Well, I don't know. I'm not a baseball guy, so I'm going to remove myself from being qualified and saying it's where it needs to be. But I'm going to just say from the naked eye, from a casual baseball watcher, viewer, it looks like from a gameplay standpoint, animation standpoint, game mechanics, their baseline is at a point to where now all they can do is keep tacking little stuff. Like, all right, let's tinker with the pitching and then the PCI, because now it's like, dog, we got all of the basics. We got the beautiful slide animation, and we got the lips moving and the nose twitch. They got all of that. Madden isn't quite there yet.
Right.
2K has been there for a long time. Base level gameplay, and guys like Bills will tell you there's still problems in the game, of course, but they are at least at a point where they can say, man, let's just blow it out with features and do this and throw these people on the field, and let's get the dancers and let's get the cheerleaders popping, like everything, because they no longer have to just hone in on gameplay fundamentals. Case in point, what have we seen the last 4 or 5 years? New shot meter. That's all they really can do is now, all right, let's see if we can get the shot meter where we want it. But as far as the baseline, how a shot looks and animates, they cool. They already done with that. They already done with that. So Madden, again, and we're going to get to Madden here in a second. Most of us came away from the beta like, yo, okay, I'm finally starting to see some base level football here. And if we can acknowledge that, then there's no way that me can say the same thing out of my mouth as why Madden don't got 100 commentators and why don't they have all of the dog?
Right.
they ain't there yet.
Yeah.
I want it. Don't get it twisted. I would love for Madden to have playoff presentation where it's a big game. So it's Troy and Buck, and what I'm saying, like it's one of the games where it's Nance and homeboy,
And
Romo.
Sims. Yeah,
Romo. Like now.
Yeah.
So like, because it's the big game, or what if they had the Sunday night presentation with the NFL in America and you got Tony, like I would love all of that. What if we had Thursday night but the game ain't quite there yet.
Yeah, you got to get there.
We got to get it to that
get there.
Yeah. And then build. You understand what I'm saying? So I hope you guys are not taking that as us. Man, that's what we always say. Well, it's because every year we've been in the same place with Madden.
Right.
It's just what it is. And I'm not telling you guys not to say that. I'm just saying those are the reasons why you never hear me and Smitty really go hard at those things. Because it's like, man, before we get there, before we get the refs back on the field.
Right. That's what I'm saying. We talking about refs being on the field at the same time.
I want them there too. Like I actually wanted. Remember them old games, even though it was nowhere near as graphical now. But remember, sometimes they had even old football games you played where they had the cut scene and the dudes come marching up. Like I want to see that too. I want to see a real chain game. Like immersion to me would be like, all right, y'all all have seen the football game. Remember when the dude had the little index card? Like imagine seeing that in the game. And it's close. Me and Smitty playing for a chance to go to the playoffs or something. And it's like, oh, did he get it? Did he get it? No, he didn't get it. It's, like that would be amazing to see the chain gang, the challenging. But not until I feel like the gameplay is great. Now, once we get the gameplay, now, if they keep this gameplay intact, next year I expect y'all to continue with gameplay, but add a few of them bells and whistles now. Now I'm gonna be looking for it. So that's all we're saying. Like it's weird how sometimes me and Smitty have sat here year after year, and some people still don't get that. You will still ask us, man, why don't y'all talk about it? Come on, y'all should know that by now, man. Like gameplay has got to be first. As deep as I want franchise, if the gameplay don't support what's happening and that off field and all of that, what difference does it make? You know what I mean? So I know we went on a little tirade real quick, but that's kind of how we feel. Somebody said Malik is cooking right now. Let me see. Still only 10-7. And I hope that kid does well, man, for all the Steelers fans who are in here. I mean, it cracks me up, man, how all of us fans, we think we are the best GMs and best head coaches in the world. Listen, none of us will ever know why Malik Willis fell to the third round. I just want everybody to acknowledge that he fell to the third round. So you can't say your team was dumb. There must have been something there that even the team that drafted him waited until the third round. But I hope he does turn out to be, what I expect him to be. Shout out to him.
Be one of the,
be one of those
underdogs that were written off because he was potentially looked at to be the Lions' top pick at one point, before the draft and everything. So it's like to go from that all the way down like that, you know what I mean? Hey, prove it.
Could not have convinced me at all that he was going to last until the third round, man. I don't get it.
No way.
Simple question, Wings and Mumbo. I can't say I fully agree with it, but it was told to us publicly and privately that because the refs didn't do anything, they felt like they could use resources elsewhere. My argument to that would be, okay, well, when you say that, maybe a year or two of them being missing, it should not have been this long. There's no way you go on to PS5 and Xbox Series SX technology and they still ain't in the game. Like, come on, man. But me and Smitty, we know the song and dance. They have so much to do. It's just not a priority. But once you show somebody something and you take it away from them, it becomes a priority. Nobody really think about it. Did we ever talk about what the refs were doing when they were on the field?
Right.
But as soon as you remove them, and because Madden has that reputation of moving and removing, then it was like, oh, wait, you took the refs out? listen, that criticism is warranted. I'm just saying, should have been back in there by now. That's a poor excuse, but
some people say they even miss the huddles. They miss seeing the huddle.
Yeah, I mean, because you got people who are super immersive. Like, we are sim heads, but there's some people that, I mean, again, there's some people who really diehard equipment people. So I can imagine that those folks probably definitely want to see huddles and everything. So I'm not mad at anybody's, wants or what they want to see in the game, because like I said, to me, and Smitty knows, could probably regurgitate this the same way I'm about to say it. He's heard me say it 100,000 times. A simulation game is not just what happens on the field. It's everything. Simulate the atmosphere, simulate the sidelines, simulate the cheerleaders, the crowd, all of that. Presentation and simulation go hand in hand. So, do I care about the mascot and the cheerleaders coming out and dancing at halftime or when I call a timeout in 2K? I don't, but it's cute to see it, right? When I see it, I'm like, man, that's crazy. Before the game starts, you see everybody flipping around. Like, it's just immersive. It's like, wow, that's crazy. They got all that in there. But meanwhile, Tiburon couldn't figure out how to get the refs to work. Come on, man. Come on. But let's see. What's the next thing we want to do, Smitty? Do you want to tackle ESBC first or the Madden stuff?
Guess we can touch on. I'm sorry, I'm up here just looking at some stuff here.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. What do you think? You want to cover the boxing?
Yeah, because I could be quick with it. I'm gonna just take the progression side of it.
All right.
I think it's progressing well. I'm being very patient with ESBC. Again, you're already seeing how in that community, you already see the two sides, right? It's the people on this side that feel like everything they see about it, they criticize it. Everything. Oh, they take it too long. Oh, the punch is this. Oh, they don't move. And I'm like, all right, I feel you, but y'all really tearing down a game that has never released? This ain't EA. This ain't a game that we expecting yearly. This is a game that has never released. And y'all already putting pressure and timelines on a game that you've never seen. That's number one. Number two, again, when did we get to a point where games have to be perfect? And number three, you're comparing it to what? Without the game even releasing. I'm going to go all the way out on the limb and say this right now. And you're talking to somebody who played Knockout Kings, bro. And it's funny, me and Smitty been gaming a long time. Some people in the chat, let me see. If somebody's in here that's like 20, 22, 23, 24 even, they might not even know what Knockout Kings is.
Oh, yeah.
Knockout Kings is Fight Night Champions or Fight Night, right?
Right.
It was Knockout Kings first.
Yep.
We go way back to then. And for every boxing game I have played up until now, just what is being shown by ESBC is miles ahead of those games. Just what they're showing us. I'm sorry. You could have been a Fight Night enthusiast. You are not telling me that just the sheer things that they've shown in trailer doesn't look way better than whatever Fight Night was offering. The movement, the footwork, even you're seeing some signature stuff. Being able to take a standing 8 count, an adrenaline meter, your heartbeat. I mean, all of this stuff really meaning something.
Mm-hmm.
Being able to use the Philly shell and physics-based blocking, but you don't have to hit a button. It's just wherever the punch hits you, your shoulder could become a blocker. Come on, man. But y'all tearing that down already? What? Gamers are spoiled. I'm going to say this again later on in the show when we get to Madden. And then you have that side over here that's overly praising it as if you can't say anything wrong about it. See, I'm right in the middle. Okay, it's time for them to produce something. So if I want to put them a time limit on them, all right, man, it's time for open. Well, Smitty knows better than me because I've never experienced this, but it's time for early access, right? And I've learned from Smitty and others what that means on the PC world. It's at least time for that because you've had shout outs to the homie, man, Fanatico, and those guys that went down there. It's in a spot where you can play the game. Even, and shout out again to Fanatico. They even allowed him to create the content for what we saw with what's his name, Crawford, with Bud Crawford. He was in there on their last roundtable, so that's cool that he's getting that look. But we know that he's in there, and if you followed him from the very beginning, he ain't about no nonsense. He gonna tell it just like it is, and I like people like that being involved with the developers. But they played it, and he said when he went to do the footage for Crawford, it was way better than it was when they went to the event. Me and Smitty have gone down to EA so many times in the past. We know what that means. That means they're at a point now where like a demo type thing could be out now. Sounds like, or not that far away. So that's where I'm going to point the finger at ESBC and say, all right, come on, man. Take your time. But it's probably time to at least get early access out there. But on the other hand, don't rush it. Don't rush it. There's no pressure. There's no pressure. We've never seen your game before. So all we can do is wait. Don't worry about us. Do what's his name? Ish Habib. What he keeps saying. They want to make sure the game is fully polished and they want it to be the best it can be even before they get the early access. I'm cool with that as well. But I will say that the clock is, ticking a little bit. But other than that, man, I'll throw it to Smitty here. I think it looks great, man. I mean, just listening to what these guys talk about as far as the devs and the creator of the company, it's coming from a pure simulation mindset. And that I can appreciate. As much as we sit on here and talk about sim sports and how we want Madden to be a sim, these folks, they ain't thinking about arcade play. They are designing their game based on the sweet science of boxing, where you have to go in there with some strategy, and strategy will help you win.
Right.
They get nothing but applause from me. So that's why I'm at with it, man. But everything looks good. All of the new screenshots and that they're showing us looks really good, man. But what's your thoughts on it, Smitty?
No, I mean, like the thing is that people are going to be looking for ESBC to. So many people are looking for the game to fall flat. So I could see the reluctance to not put it out on early access with Steam yet, and not put it out because they could have been did it. To be quite honest, they could have been put it out a long time ago with just some of the boxes they got, and then just say like, "Hey, here it is on early access for." Let me see. Well, I say maybe 20, maybe like $30, $40 or whatever, $35, $40. And as the game develops, because once you put it in early access, you could be in early access for years and still be doing title updates. Not even title update, but you can just update the game accordingly. Like you can keep build. You could do all this activity you've been doing. The fighter releases, the round table discussions you've been doing, all of that stuff. Oh, excuse me. But at the same time, we could look on Steam and y'all can have posts up about this is what we're doing to the game. This is what we did in this update. This is what we did. We got a hot fix coming for that. We got this coming, that coming. Plus, we still boom, 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 boom. You can do all of that. Because it's not, you don't have it put out there as it's fully blown release, like, oh, this is ready. So if anyone tries to say anything about it, it's like, well, the games, we're not done yet. And if anyone clowns it, they're gonna look like a clown because you can put that game out and it's like, yeah, this is not a fully released title yet. We're still updating that, you know what I mean? And I mean, if you know anything about Steam, that's what they do. Like, you have games that will literally be in early access for like 3-4 years until they finally have like done everything they were going to do to it, and then now it's just a normal release. So like, that's the thing that they can do, and and it's perfectly okay. And trust me, I know some people gonna be like, some people may feel a certain way, but you got to understand what they have in ESBC absolutely takes a complete dump all over Fight Night. Like, it doesn't matter. You just trying to hold on at that point. If you honestly gonna go, bro, the footage that they had, I don't even know how long ago that was. Where they spotlit the player movement, walking around the ring. You remember, Sim? The player movement, them walking around the ring, and how they showcase the punching and the uppercutting and the physics, where they had the two boxes. It's like, dude, that was way beyond good enough that they could have put that out and they could just make it crystal clear. This game's not done yet. So when somebody goes online and says, "Oh, I can't believe it, this game's not ready to ship yet," and you telling me this supposed to be like, it's on early access, right? So that means that they're still working on the game. That also means that they're not done. So like, you're gonna look foolish trying to make a clown about it, trying to clown them on the game. So that's why I'm just saying, like, I mean, take the time you need. I get it. But see, the difference, what we got to understand here, guys, is this. We're not talking about pushing back Horizon Forbidden West. We're not talking about pushing back, what's the name of the game? Forsaken or whatever. We're not talking about any of that stuff. We're talking about a game that progressively is being built up. What makes it worse is, now I won't say it makes it worse, but what puts on more pressure to impress is when you don't put anything out. And everything you're putting out is just visual teases. No one's got a stick in hand, except for the few handful of people that got to play it from the community. And that's cool you did that. But when no one else is able to play it and you have an avenue where people can play it, give legit feedback along the way as you're playing it, that matters. Prior to you guys going to the PlayStation route and the Xbox, and the Xbox, before you go to console, having that PC avenue, that means all the world to it. Because you can make the mistakes there and it's okay. Listen, boxing has been missing for over a decade. Ain't nobody about to sit up here and be like, "Oh, I'm just gonna play Fight Night." Yeah, right.
Good luck with that.
That's you lying based off the old footage that was posted up months ago. You honestly think if you doing that, you just hate. That's just it. Like, you that mad somebody did something better than EA. You're that mad EA didn't come out with a game first. That's it. You're just mad EA didn't make a game first. That's it at that point. Because I'm sorry, what those guys did, they straight pulled the pants down and took a fat deuce on what Fight Night was. And Fight Night had its legacy moment. But it's a wrap, dude. There's stuff in that game you just can't do that's in ESBC. You can't.
Yeah, you can't.
It's there. Like, the proof is there. So it's like, you could do EA. You could do early access off of it, and it's okay. So, and that's it's like there's a fear of, well, if they don't get it right the first, right out the gate, it's a wrap. They've already done, they've cleared that obstacle without even putting nothing out that we can play. Off of what we saw, they've done it. And that's my point. We can, worst case scenario, we complain about the controls. We complain about control responsiveness. We complain about how punches feel and how they snap. Fine. That's what early access is for. That's the point. The stuff Fanatico and these other guys say, that's what early access is supposed to be for. That's exactly why. Man, it's good, but see, it's got this issue and that. It's okay. That's what early access is supposed to be about. Get the feedback from the people that play the game, that are playing it. Take the feedback, and you can tune, tweak, turn up, turn down, left, right, up, whatever direction. And it's okay to do it. And you're not losing at the end of the day. I'm perfectly okay with that. Like that's what's supposed to happen. That's how some of these games get steered in the proper direction. And not the proper direction, but get steered into a better direction, pleasing the public, because they're able to get that feedback. I'm not saying that the community's about to make the game for them, but at the same time, you can get a lot more, you can gather a lot more. Basically, you can catch many more bees with honey than vinegar. And right now, they're taking a vinegar method, but they're showing us the honey. You see what I'm saying? You can't touch it, you can't taste it, but boy, this honey look good, don't it? Like, and that's what they doing. And I'm not mad at them about it, but I'm just like, it's at a point where they can do it, and we are saying take your time, but with early access, we're still saying take your time. It's just now let us have that hands-on feedback that we can give you guys along the way, and you still take your time.
Yeah, you got to get it out there.
You need to put it out at some point, man. We can't keep just having these discussions and Fanatico's putting out all these circular videos basically at this point. It's like he's making up content to talk about the game, when it's just like, bro, they just need to go ahead and put something out.
And I like the opposing views. That's why I put Artist Han's comment up here, because I personally disagree with this take. He says, if ESBC comes out booty, then it's a wrap. Give us a full game and update accordingly. But this is the part that I disagree with, right? Mm-hmm. This game has never released. This is a brand new. I had never heard of Steel City Interactive. When I heard of Steel City Interactive, you know what I thought about? I thought they had something to do with Pittsburgh. Mm-hmm. So I was like, oh, Steel City. I'm not going to be so critical on this company that came out of nowhere, right? Because you know what wasn't a great game when it first came out? NFL 2K. The first one. Y'all remember that? That game wasn't a great game. We saw some stuff that was like, ooh, that's interesting. But what did you do? You went right back and played Madden. Think about it. NFL 2K, the first one. It was not a great game compared to Madden football, right? It wasn't until 2K5 that people really started talking about it. And it took people like Smitty to say, you know what, 2K4 kind of had certain things that Smitty liked in 2K4, maybe a little better than 2K5. I wouldn't know because I didn't play it. It took until 2K5 for me to say, yeah, I like this joint. And I still liked Madden's player movement better. But my point is, I didn't throw them in the trash on their first iteration. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. Same thing with NBA 2K, the very first one. Was it the greatest? Not compared to live. But something about the details kept me just doing this. Peeking over there. Oh, they got the little sweat on the jersey. Oh, that's different. Kept playing it. You know the game that really sold it for me? I say this to people all the time. As far as the NBA, it was 2K7, I think it was, or 8. But then college hoops, 2K8.
Oh.
I said, I'm rocking with 2K, dog. You see? But what if I would have just been like, it didn't come out great on the. You understand what I'm saying? I'll give you another point. Now, maybe these games aren't good for you guys. Look at Maximum Football. Look at Axis Football. They still kicking. You see what I'm saying? I'm looking at ESBC the same way I looked at Access and Maximum Football from this standpoint. It's a new company making a game for the first time. What are they bringing to the table? But when I saw the very first still shot, I was like, whoa. And they told us, yeah, that's in-game image. And I was like, nah, the game don't look that good. Yeah, y'all pulling my leg. And then remember that very first alpha trailer we saw? I was like, yo, Smitty, you see this joint? From the alpha footage, way back. This is 2020, I think. I was like, yo, ain't no fight night ever moved like that. So that's what I'm saying, dude. Like, again, this is just my opinion. I'm not knocking what you say. I'm just respectfully disagreeing. And my point right now, that to me, it can't come out booty. I don't see how the game will be booty. It might not be as sharp and crisp in the first shot. Maybe not. Maybe it will. But what I'm saying is it ain't going to be trash. I think we've seen enough to know that the game as a whole ain't going to be trash. It just might be the first year of it. You understand what I'm saying? I don't think all it's got to do, honestly, is be Fanatical said it best. Honestly, man, they could put the game out now and people are going to play the game. He said at this point, it's more of, just trying to get more stuff that we would want. But it's at a state where, you can play the game and have a ball with it right now. And that's what I'm saying. I don't think they're gonna fall on their face whatsoever. Not whatsoever. We do got a donation, man, from Marcus Frazier. Appreciate that very much, man. I don't have the applause hooked up through StreamYard, but virtual round of applause. Let's read it. He says, can you guys explain how the draft templates are going to work in 23 if you understand it? When they say they added 30 new ones, it got my attention. You talk about the actual draft, not MUT draft, right? But I will safely say this. I don't know how either one of those are going to work. Like, I really don't. Haven't seen it. I didn't really get that far in the beta to test the draft class. I'm just, from what I've read, the same thing that you read, they're supposed to have redone it to where you're going to get these different prospects. I think on the blog, it was like 5 different prospects, generational talent, some guys who were specialists, things like that. But other than that, I don't know how it's supposed to work. You, Smitty?
No, I don't either, because all I did when it came to me playing the beta, I was really focusing on gameplay. I didn't really mess with franchise mode like that because I just wanted to wait. I was more along the lines of I'd rather wait until it comes out to get to experience franchise mode, because it would have been too much. It would have been too rushed to really be able to honestly experience it. So in full. I would say this: if they put franchise mode in the beta, like in the early stages of the beta, then I would have had a healthy amount of time to really play it. That would have been a wiser move, I believe. So we could have got a chance to really dive into it, except they put it more at the tail end. So didn't get nearly as much time to really get into that. So unfortunately, I really don't have much to say on it. But I just want to say this real quick.
What game is Nikki? I'm going to say this so you can type it while Smitty's talking. What game you talk about?
Who?
He says, dude, give it up. That game is trash. Always will be. What game have we just talked about in the last 15 minutes has always been trash? So please expound on that, because last 10, 15 minutes, we've been talking about ESBC. So I'm a little confused. But go ahead, Smitty.
No, I was going to say, Bill's made a great point right here, and this is exactly it. He said they need to take a lesson from PUBG. It was in early access for years. Then it caught on big time to the point where big companies copied their blueprint. And he said earlier, where did he say it at? I think he said PUBG was in early access for a presidential term and a half or something like that. Like it was in there, it was on there for like 4 years.
How is it now? Have you played it? I haven't
No,
played it.
I'm not a PUBG player. Like that's the thing. I don't play those kind of games, but I've seen videos of it. It's like, but his point is exactly the point that we're getting at. That's literally what early access is about.
Yeah.
Games will stay in early access for a long period of time. It's not just, it's going to be in early access 2 months and then it's got to come out. No, they can have it in early access as long as they want. It could be in there for 5-6 years if they wanted to. Real talk, and they'll still be under early access. So that's on them. That's their call. They don't have to be like, Sony said, and Microsoft said that we have to. No. This is you. So if you take in the amount of time you need to, and then the game just catches fire like that, like what Bill said, there you have it. It'll catch on, and people will play it. Because I think it kind of reminds me of like H1Z1 to a degree. The way it just looks. Like I'm not gonna say
stole their thunder with Warzone.
Yeah, that's a very good point. Because
by the way, that Modern Warfare too.
Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Battlefield. Hey. No, I love you, Battlefield, but hey, man. See that recoil in that clip, dog?
Yeah.
Hey, man. It's just a clip, but I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Y'all know I'm a Battlefield dude, but I might peek at that Modern Warfare the way it's looking. I can't wait to see actual game action, but
and the beta come out mid-September. I think they said September 15, 16, something like that.
Because by the way, those have always been my favorite cards. Like let's say of the last 10 years. The Modern Warfares were usually the ones that I played more than Black Ops and all of that. It wouldn't be a surprise for me to get back into COD off of that.
Yeah. I'm copping it on PC, no doubt.
You know what, Smitty? I might do that too, man, because I don't even utilize this thing. I don't utilize it the way I should. I don't. Matter of fact, maybe Smitty could tell me, but I'm gonna throw that out there real quick as a sidebar. Any PC games that you guys think I should try? I need to start playing some PC games, man. And you know what I'm saying? I bought this for a PC game, and I've only played a couple, but I mean those things that are not the norm, like the 2Ks of the world. And I want to play some games that I don't know about, like even some shooters or anything that you guys are playing that maybe I should take a peek at.
Try Battlefield on it.
But see, Battlefield's still Battlefield. You know what I mean? So I want to play different games, though.
I get it. But you got to understand, it hits a bit different when it's on PC, though. That's like me playing Division 2, and I love Division 2. I got tons of hours logged into. I got days worth of hours logged into Division 2. But playing it on PC versus console is night and day. So it's a night and day difference. The way the game feels, flows, like it's so much more fluid on PC. All the optimization that they could do on a console will not touch what can be done on a computer. So that's why I'm saying may want to dabble in. I mean, look, I've been playing COD all year, and I put it down on console. They had a sale on PC for it, so I went ahead and got it. It was like $20 or something like that, 25. Went ahead and got it. I'm like, whoa, like the way it plays, and then how I can optimize it. Like I recently got a game monitor on purpose, so that way I can really bang on PC with it. That's why I'm like, after doing that, too. I'm like, I'm getting. I'll like, even though the friends that I play with are on console for the most part, they got crossplay in there. So I'm like, okay, well, when you want to play, let me know. Add me as a friend. When you on the station, I'll get on PC and I can still rock with you. Just that we'll just gotta do the crossplay thing, and I'm in there with you. So it's So no, I'm getting that, but I'll just be going to GameStop, putting that little $5 down so I can get a beta code real quick for that card, because Sony got that catacornered with that beta, so I definitely want to mess with it. But
I think I'm gonna get me a graphics card at some point, because I don't have a super powerful gaming PC. I think mine is like decent. Like what I have right now, I can read it to you. What am I running on? This one I have it's an NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1660 Ti.
Oh, 1660. That's actually, it's not bad.
Right.
It's not bad. You're decent, but yeah, you could spend like, if you spend 500, you can come up good. Yeah, on a card. Now, if you spend like seven, you could come up real good. You know what I'm saying? But see, they got a whole new series of cards that are getting ready to come out soon. So like when those joints come out, then the prices on other stuff may come down, and then you can mess around and possibly you may even be able to get a 3000 series RTX. Now you get one of the RTX.
Yeah, RTX is what I've heard is supposed to be that's what you want to be.
Mine would be considered old to a degree because I'm in the 2000. I'm in the 20 series RTX. I got 2080, but it's a 2080. You know what I mean? Like they had like 2060, 70, 80. So I got 2080 when that was kind of, because it came out. I want to say it came out 2020, and when I got mine, like, what was it, like a year ago, I think, or something like that. So I spent 700 on that card. So, and I mean, I haven't even, I mean, it's not stressed at all. Like I can run every single thing if I want to.
You know how I figured out I had to dun.
What how you know?
I tried to take that update that Elgato put out with the audio effects and all that, and it was like, sorry, you need to be at least. I was like, huh? I thought I had a decent computer. Oh man, I had to tuck my tail in. I was like, dun.
You could find, but I mean, like, if you like the 4000 series are the cards that are gonna be coming out at some point. You got the 3000 series cards that are out right now. You get a RTX 3000 series, one of those. If you're just trying to give it a little push, you could spend, like I said, between mid 3 to 500, and you got yourself a card.
I just want to be in the room. I don't have to be the head guy at the table. I want to at least be in the room.
No. If you're trying to leave the table, you're talking about $1,200 at that point. That's when you're trying to bleed the block.
Yeah.
No, that's you'll see.
All right. Okay. So I know what I need now.
So you'll be good, man. But yeah, you get something like that. Everything you'll be able to push everything. I mean, I know you're not trying to run everything at ultra high mega settings and all that, like, but you can definitely play everything mid-level.
I like to know what that joint was at EA that time. Remember when EA, when they first came back to PC with Madden, and me and Eric Rayweather had a chance to go upstairs and test it. Yo, I don't know what that joint, man. That game looked so crispy. We both was like, what? But it was like a super tower. Like it wasn't even like a regular. That joint was like round. Like I was like, yo, what kind of computer is this thing? And that was like what, 4 years ago.
Oh yeah,
they had the mega. Yeah. Oh, my man said he runs.
He got an RTX 2060, runs all my games. See, there it is right there. See, and he got a 2060. See what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. Like now, you might even be able to find something like that at a good price. See,
I said, what you mean? I can't. I'm hitting the button while I won't download. I said, man, dog. That's when you know you on the halfway. You can't take an update.
Yeah.
That's when I said, nah, player. Nah, nope. And I don't even play PC games that much. You know, I'm on the PS5, but yeah, I at least need to be able to have a conversation.
Yeah,
can't be out here. Hey man, you using that new the new modifier on your voice? Nah, I can't. You know,
right? You right? Yeah,
my computer don't do it. You know, like nah. But yeah, man, I guess we could jump right into the Madden stuff, man. Let me see. Is Malik probably ain't playing now? Huh? No, I think it's halftime. Man,
yeah.
I'm gonna try to be.
I'm sorry, just tell you real quick.
Yeah.
270. You could get a 2060 279 off of Amazon.
Oh,
see what I'm saying?
Right. Okay, we in there.
Now that's a 2060. So that's what I'm saying. That's a 2060. I'm just gonna look real quick. If you try to get what I got, yeah, all right. So getting that's 3060. Yeah, see, all right. See that lets you know right there. If you try to get a 3060, that's even above mine. That's $495.
Gotcha.
See what I'm saying? So you know, so if you want to go just like just want to do a little, you can, and you could do a good amount with it. But if you want to be in the neighborhood, but you ain't trying to bleed the block, you do close to 500, and then
you the man out there.
You there? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You there now?
Okay, so I know my measuring stick. All right,
so
little 5-piece. All right.
So you be
cool.
But
yeah, I'm gonna do it, man, because you know I want to take full advantage of all of our gaming options.
Exactly.
So
yeah,
I'll try to be as brief as I can, man, with the Madden stuff. As far as the footage that was put out there, first and foremost, let me say this: I cannot confirm this. I saw Hollywood mention this too. I take those type of videos with a grain of salt. Had it just been a video on TD Barrett's channel or Clef and they were playing, okay. But the fact that they had my man Nick on there and my man Spade, shout outs to my boy Spade. You know, I had to get on him, messing with him a little bit in text when I saw him. I said, man, what you doing on there talking and stuff now? But and some of y'all didn't even know that. Spade has been a dev for quite a bit. And if I remember correctly from what he was telling me, I think this year he worked on a lot of the secondary stuff or DB and wider interaction, something like that. But when I saw that format and Spade was kind of giving the tutorial and kind of introducing features, I said, oh yeah, this is not, it probably wasn't even on, I don't know. It could have been on
Pro.
I don't know, Pro, Rookie.
Possibly.
But what I will say is twofold. I have been told, now we're all going to know when we get our hands on it, but I have been told that they did not adjust coverage. Right? So the first thing I kept seeing people saying, oh man, don't look like the coverage. And I'm like, nah, I don't. I was told that they didn't touch it. They told us in the blog they didn't touch it. But the reason why I say it's twofold is, and this is kind of going down a different direction. Some of you guys are watching this game tonight. Have you seen any blown coverages? Have you seen these quarterbacks being able to move the ball down the field? Throw it across the middle? I always say that because let me tell you guys something, as football fans and guys who want a simulation sport, it is a tough balance or a very blurred line between perfection and actual football things. What I mean by that is there's no zone in the world that stops every play. That does not exist. Doesn't exist. I don't care what zone coverage you throw out there. There's a play that can beat it. There's a coverage that's going to beat it. There's a route combination that's going to beat it. But when we judge football games, right, it's funny how some of us, I'm not speaking from everybody, I'm just saying if you just watch the community and some of the complaints, people expect this to work every time. If I call this play, there better not be a completion. People expect in Madden to pass for 400 yards, but only allow 50 yards passing. It's weird, man, because and it's a hard blurred line because okay, so we all knew in previous years zones were busted. We all knew that. But what everybody is saying consistently about the beta is, hey, they playing their spots now. Oh, sometimes they'll pick guys up coming across the middle. But even with that, there's still going to be times when guys are going to be open.
Right.
Because when does ratings come into play? Because I know some people, and I saw it watching the footage, there was a play where Spade was, talking about the drift logic and all that, and, had the guy threw it to the dude in the middle, might have been able to make a completion, especially if he leads the pass the right way, right? But there's two things, in my opinion, that comes into play there. Is that guy high rated? As he has high awareness? See, those are the little granular things we're going to start testing when we get the game. I mean, with this target passing, dog, I'm telling you maximum skill-based passing, there's going to be a lot of times that you're going to feel like, man, they ain't covering nothing. No, they covering it. It's just I threw that thing in the right spot.
Yeah.
I led him there. So before you start judging it, and again, I don't care if this is Madden or your beloved 2K8 or your beloved 2K5. Play any of them games, and I can tell you right now that you can destroy those zones with the right routes and combinations. So to me, it's not about them making the play that's not real. All I want to see in replay, and me and Smitty was seeing it a lot. Yeah, I'm coming right to you, Smitty.
No, you're not. Yeah, go ahead. No,
me and Smitty was seeing this a lot in the beta. Yo, he's reacting though. That's all we wanted was, oh, he's playing that. Oh, he had his back turned. Oh, he's looking here. And it was, you could literally see that happening in the game. Now, the more you play it, you will be able to determine if it's a bug or something like that. But just looking at a clip and saying, oh, see, zones are but how do we make these determinations so fast? Because like I said, none of you have played a video game football-wise that was able to lock down every pass. You have not played that game.
No.
When I was cooking in 2K8, I could destroy that zone, bro. It ain't matter what you called. If I was on one and I knew what I'm gonna kill it. Especially if you stayed in the same cover 3. Okay. Oh yeah, all right, I know what to do here. So when do we as gamers, right? I'm gonna say this last thing and then throw it to Smitty. Let's say the game, I say this all the time, if the game was what we deem as pure simulation, I mean, perfect. When do you accept your secondary getting destroyed? Because they just can't hang.
Right.
Gamers don't accept that. Y'all don't. I don't think most people know the difference between a game bug and they're just trying to replicate the games. Because at some point we have to start talking about ratings and stuff like that, right? So
right.
I don't know. I don't know, man, Smitty. I think maybe it's because I just look at things differently now. Like I really just look for bugs. But I don't expect my Pittsburgh Steelers right now to lock everything down. Now, you know who was playing really well for me in the beta? Minka. You don't throwing it his way too often without him reading that thing. But you go over there fooling with Cam Sutton or Kello Witherspoon, yeah, you could get it past them from time to time because they ain't, you see what I'm saying? So it's going to be interesting. That's all I'm going to say. It's going to be interesting to see how people judge the game. Yeah. What you think, man? Just on that footage, first off.
Well, one thing I just want to say real quick, and it's about watching these games. See, I'm copping that NBA 2K, that Jordan edition, the championship one, because it comes with that league pass. And it's interesting. I would like to see one year where Madden's got to be good first, like really good. I would love to see a year where Madden comes out and they say, hey, we're going to give y'all a year of league pass. NFL, we're going to give y'all the NFL pass or what have you, and you guys can see the all 22s and y'all can watch that, have access to all that, watch the games and everything, red zone, whatever, you could do that. And I say that because if you actually watch these games, and that's why a lot of people aren't going to pay attention to these basketball games either, because they just look for the highlights. Man, John Morant's supposed to make every play. Man, this guy's supposed to be able to. Nobody has always. Zion's never supposed to get stopped. Did you see what he did at Duke? Yeah, you saw the highlights. You see what I'm saying? The man can miss buckets. The man can be stopped. His dunk can actually be blocked. You know what I mean? All that stuff. It's just like the whole wideout DB interaction stuff from years back. When you see DBs make the best plays on receivers, what do they normally do? They play the receiver, not the ball. But what do people do in Madden? Hit Y and triangle all day. And then get mad and complain because, man, how come these wideouts are getting all this over me? Oh, y'all got to tune it.
You better use that SWAT this year, bro.
Yeah.
And play the receiver.
Play the receiver.
That one, you saw that one clip when they threw it in the back of the end, when TD Barrett rolled way out and threw across body. You saw that animation, how he pushed them. That's going to be key in the end zone, pushing those dudes out.
Yeah, and that was in the
trailer.
You hit
Y, that ain't going to happen.
Yeah, that was in the trailer too. Like when it was I think it was Kelsey was going to come down with it, and he caught it, and dude shoved him out of bounds. Like he was right there at the back of the end zone, and he wasn't able to get the pass, but he played the receiver.
That's going to be key.
Out. And it's that's what you got to do. You got to do that kind of stuff. That's what these NFL guys. That's why there are certain cornerbacks that get paid top dollar like that, because there's only certain guys that are really, really good at going after the ball like that. Not everybody is great at it. Some people may have a season here and there where they may make some, they may get some INTs and make some plays and stuff, but that's not going to be the norm. And that's my point. So when I'm looking at this Madden, and I'll just getting into it here real quick. Like Sim was saying, look, the gameplay had to be on. I would assume rookie, pro difficulty, the way it appeared. The O-line play, the O&D line play. I'm not going to put all the eggs in the basket on it, but there was a blatant issue where you got the defender that ran right past that center, and my man just stood there guarding space and ran around it, and he
was trying to show off that mechanic.
Yeah,
I didn't like that.
That doesn't make it look good, because see, that's the kind of reputation you're trying to get away from.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't help. It doesn't help when you've had that case against you for well over a decade plus, and now it's here y'all go doing a trailer, spotlighting the game, and you got a blatant bug that can clearly be seen. It's come on, dog. You see what I'm saying? So it's not a good look to see that. But I mean, I will definitely say I like the passing. I like the way they're using the passing. They're using those mechanics in there. Like what you said, excuse me, like what Sim was saying. Nobody can cover everything in football. You don't even have to watch a full quarter of football, college or pro, and you're going to see they're not going to neutralize everything. It doesn't matter how good the defense is. You're not stopping everything. It doesn't work that way. Everybody gets stopped. It's going to happen. It's inevitable. Everybody's going to get, if you give them enough time and they have enough space, like you see how he threw that dot there, if they have enough time and enough space and the QB sees it, boom, that's it. What did Stafford do when the Tampa Bay did that zero blitz?
Yep.
Cooper Kupp on linebacker all day. Soon as he ran out, as soon as that heat was coming, chucked it. You see what I'm saying? Chucked it up. He got it. That's football. That's not no, oh man, that ain't, no, that's football. And that's what I'm saying. At some point, we got to look at stuff for the football that's in it. And speaking of which, I will say this. I will say, looking across the board, I do like the fact that there weren't any over-the-top looking animations, especially in the beta, those pile-on tackle moments. Every single, well, not every single one, but I would say a majority of them, for me at least, it was like they came through with the molly-whopping hit stick to follow up. Whereas here, it looked more authentic.
Yeah, I'm still not a huge fan of this right here, the tackle battle. I know it's going to be difficult to smoothen this out. I mean, it's cool, but it's just, I hope at some point, if they continue with this, that they find a better way to smooth that out. Like maybe they could get it to where whoever hits the button first, right? So it's not such a long time. You know what I'm saying? Like I like it to a degree, but I just want them to clean it up a little bit. So you're still going to have little moments like that, but overall, I'm cool.
So, what was I going to say? What do you do there on that play? Oh, okay. And see there, the perfect. You see how that safety over the top there wasn't able to react to that play? Like that happens in the NFL. It doesn't matter who it is. It could be the baddest safety in the land. Everybody's going to get cooked here and there. Some guys aren't going to be able to make the play. You know what I mean? And that's just the way it goes when it comes to the sport of football. But see, when we play Madden, if something don't go right, like you said, Sim, it's automatically the game is busted, it's broke. All right, now it's time to do a whole series of videos as to why this game ain't gonna be
right there.
Whatever. Like, and it's like, come on, man. Like that's the way that football is, man. Like you're not going to slow everything down. You're not going to stop everything. No matter what, no matter who you move around. Like, look. Nice defensive try to get there, but the pass was placed in the right spot and the wideout made the adjustment to the ball.
Look at the way Josh Allen threw that. Look at that release. That's different. Yep. You see it? Watch it again, guys. Watch Josh Allen's arm. I didn't even catch this the first time. It was almost like a sidearm forward throw. You know what I mean? Like the way his hand kind of went like that. That's different.
Yeah, that's like, see, it looks like they cleaned it up a bit when it comes to those gang tackle kind of instances. Clean. It's a bit more authentic looking, like, and that's the way the way that we want it to be. Like, we want to see hit stick tackles and things like that be more of an organic kind of element playing out. So I like it. I mean, but see, something funny though, Sim, like what you said about the button press, which that play there was tight. That was good.
Beautiful. And see, let's go back and look at that. See how anxious your boy is ready to get into breaking down some plays. Let's look at the offensive line here, right? So you got 1, 2, 3. You got 4 guys coming. Center has nobody to block. It looks as if he checked for him. He's not coming, so he's looking for somebody to block. So, and the reason why I'm showing this is because this is the type of stuff me and Smitty look for. That egregious play, which we're going to see here in a moment. The question is going to be, is that something you can trigger, right? So it's because of the way, I forget which defender they were using. I think it was Edmonds. Can you trigger that dumb out by the O-line? That's the stuff I'm going to look for. So it's a difference between bug and maybe ratings and awareness. And the reason why I point that out is when you look at this play, they blocked this up the way they should, right? So it's not like the blocking is busted. Oh, they let a guy free. But in that scenario that's going to come up, I do want to know, are you able to trigger that? So could we always line him up as such to make the lineman dumb out and you come in free? That's the difference. And if that happens regularly, then that's a game problem. And then you give the feedback on that. So, yeah, we'll see, man. Look at Spade up there. My man Spade. That's my dude right there, man. In case y'all don't know, like that's my man's right there. You know, Spade come from he's one of us. You know, he was a 2K commentator, and you know, not being biased here, but he was literally one of my favorites because of the way he did his commentary. And you know, he just worked his way into being noticed by different companies and 2K and yada yada yada. Long story short, he became a game changer. That's when me and him met, and we've been super tight since. And fast forward to now, he's actually a dad at EA. So there you have it. He used to actually work on the live team. See, I even like that right there. Hold on, let me go back.
Yeah, you see how that played out?
Yep. And look at Bosa. When Bosa comes in. This is one of the things that you notice immediately when you play the beta is how at certain moments how much physics plays out. Look at that. See how he knocked this man?
Yep.
Like y'all are gonna be a bit surprised at how continuous the tackling is. And you know, just hit detection, especially in one-on-one situations, catch situations.
See how that animation played out? See how it was like the secondary defender that added on? It's like he pushes him over, not some kind of stellar hit stick blast. Like he like, oh, I got him. Like, you know, it was more of I'm just gonna help follow through and push this guy over. And I saw a lot more of that, and I'm like, that's lending to the authenticity of it because you're trying to halt his progression and knock him back. You're not trying to hit a home run shot. So now that particular play was at the 9-minute marks, and where they talk about the defensive evade, and that's where you see that O-line.
Let's get to that. Yeah, let's just get right to that. Let me see.
So it's like right before 9-minute mark, it'll come up.
See, look, O-line didn't dumb out right there.
I honestly think that's more of a bug that they showcased there, the way that played out. And it was more of they just were trying to show the mechanic.
Yeah, here you go. Right
like,
here.
Here it is right there.
That don't look good.
No.
It just doesn't. See, in this right there, that is some of the biggest feedback that I have given to Clint over years, right? Not necessarily this happening, but let me show you. Right here. I used to always say, because you know, it's a targeting system that they have that's built in. And I don't know what may have changed since the last time I was there, but I was always banging, you know, trying to bring this point home is, listen, it has to get to a point where if you have branching technology, these guys need to also be able to branch out of responsibility. Meaning, if anybody has ever played football, every run play and pass play is designed to block a certain person. It's like when they come up to the line, they call out the protection. When it's a run play and your guard is pulling, or if it's a fullback lead or whatever, he knows who he's looking for. But the rule of thumb is you block the first person that crosses your face. You don't let nobody cross your face freely. So in this scenario, if that was truly the case, this shouldn't happen. He automatically should see him and, oh, this is who I block. It don't matter who else is there. So that is going to be my question. And now that we see this, as a matter of fact, I might actually send this to Clint. and say, hey, bro, what's happening here? And the question is going to be, are we able to see this repeat itself multiple times? Now, again, remember what they were saying right here. They were showcasing the defensive block evade feature. So is doing that making him miss? But even if that's the case, why doesn't this guy pursue him faster? See, like right there, it kind of dumbs out. Now, I'm cool with if he missed him, because look, that's a lot of space when you're talking about a linebacker versus, but at least make him go towards him. Even if he misses him, that's the immersion. What if he misses him and clips his shoulder? I'm cool with that. But him just standing there like that, don't like that. So that's going to be the question. That's where us as people who play the game, that's where the feedback has to come in. Hey, what's happening here? This can't be happening. You understand what I'm saying? Instead of just, see, this can't. I mean,
yeah.
Every game is going to have its problems. And then, again, it's the efficiency rate. Is this something that we can trigger? Because if so, that's a serious problem. But, you got to give it feedback across the board, man. We're just those type of guys. We're going to give it whatever good it's offering. We're going to give it whatever bad it's giving. And that's just how it goes. But this does make me feel like it's a bug or something. Because look, him right there. See that one? Hold on, let's go back. I hope that's not on purpose. You know what I mean?
I think it was. That's why I say, I think that the intent was to showcase the defensive evade. Just to showcase the evade. Because, I mean, look, it would have been better if they shown examples like that. Or an example of him evading the offensive line in a different way.
See, that one makes sense.
Yeah.
Because nobody was right in front of him.
We've seen it in the beta 2 sim. So it's like we've seen it, but that kind of stuff right there, that blatantly makes the game look bad. You know what I mean?
Go get him, dog. And see, I've given that feedback. I need these guys to be more aggressive. Go get your man. Who are you waiting for?
Right.
See, That's ugly. That I don't like, not at all. So, again, man, I'm going to tell you when it's good. I'm going to tell you when it's bad.
Yep.
What up, Crunk? Crunk girl in the building. Yeah, that part right there is do. No doubt about it. Aha. See, my man Morty here, or I don't want to just say my man, could be a lady, says that Chargers center is a 91 overall, so not just a low rating play. See, and then that's the stuff.
That part too.
Those are the things we have to identify. That looks like a problem. And why did it happen there? Where if you look at the rest of this gameplay, you don't see these dudes missing like that. So it always makes me wonder, what caused that? See, Crunk just said it too. I didn't really see that in the beta. I mean, I can't honestly 100% say it didn't happen. I don't really recall seeing that, because those are things that you normally notice immediately. Just like I knew when we first started playing the beta, I knew there was something going on with the edge rushers. Though we liked it, I was like, remember I told you in the Azure, Smitty, I said, Smitty, I think they're going, because them dudes was winning every time off the edge. It was never a struggle. It was just instant shed. Mm-hmm. And it was like that one. It was like that every time though.
Yeah.
So I kind of felt like, I don't know if this is by design. And then when, with talking to some people, they was like, nah, that's a problem. We got an issue right now where it's instant sheds every play. So,
and I also understand, guys, isn't that Bosa that's coming off the edge like that?
Yeah, that was Bosa.
That's Bosa. Okay, now
so you still gonna get those. It just won't be as regular as it was.
No. I'm just saying. See, I don't. I'm just saying what. First, and once again, that goes to the question: what difficulty were they playing on? Number one. Number two, is this the most recent build of the game where if you have Bosa, he's just going to come screaming off the edge like that? Number 3, you got to understand that's Bosa. And the other thing, too, is did he slide adjust the protection to that side or not? It doesn't look like it, but, he could have. I mean, we would have seen the control, the option, the audible option pop up, and he didn't. And I mean, it's the other thing too. I remember watching the Lions play, and who was it? We had Jeff Backus going up against what's the defensive end? Was Jared Allen from the Vikings?
Oh yeah. Oh man.
And he got ate alive all game long. Now, clearly, did he do the exact same move at all times? No, but the principle was he had no answer for him. He barely was stopping him that game. I think we had Kitna at the time. I think this was either before. I think this may have been before Stafford got here, before we drafted him. But he was getting crushed, or he was being hurried and rushed all game because he couldn't. Backus had no answer for him. He couldn't stop him. He couldn't do nothing with him. He couldn't stop him to the left, couldn't stop him to the right. He couldn't do nothing. Every single passing snap, he was in there. He might as well just moved out the way and let him run in there. Like, that's literally what was going on. So that's why I'm just saying, just like Sim talked about earlier about coverage and guys not being able to stop everything. That's very true. What about if you got a dude that's screaming into the backfield? What are you doing about that? What kind of plays are you going to call? You see what I'm saying? You're going to have to call plays that have extra guys in there on purpose for the sake of blocking. You're going to have to refine how you play.
Yeah.
You're not just going to be able to jump up and say, "Oh man, this is bull crap, man. They shouldn't be able to." No. You're not going to be able to just say that.
And you're going to have to keep a back end too sometimes.
Yeah. Like, you're going to have to be mindful of how you play. That's just it. You got to refine your play style. And that's what these games are supposed to be about. When they upgrade these games or try to upgrade these games, the end users got to adjust. I like that passing play, by the way.
Yeah,
that was a nice animation. Even though he took control of him, that was a nice animation that triggered. Like, that made sense for him to stop like that. Turn.
Yeah, I like how he couldn't whip back around.
Exactly. And that part too. But see, that's the whole thing. You got to understand that. So it's just like with NBA 2K and the stuff they're doing to have their game animate the way they have it. You got same thing we want to see happen there. We want to see the similar principle here with Madden. People say Madden, oh man, we need Madden to be at that level, but at the same time, there's basic stuff people act like they can't handle when it comes to football.
We'll see, man. I was hoping that we would have had the game by now, but
hey, there's always the week.
Should be soon.
You know what I'm saying? People already gearing up. I seen some people in the chat saying, they about to make that move to New Zealand. You know what I'm saying?
Oh Lord.
They about to visit their cousins in New Zealand over the weekend. You know what I mean? So it's like, okay. All right,
See, and you know what? I gotta get out of here, guys. But this is the thing. Wings and Mumbo. This is kind of what I was alluding to last week. He said after this show, NFL reconstructed, 2K reconstructed. We will. I'll find some footage and we'll show that next week. But this is what I've always asked people this question, and very few people can answer this. I'm cool with people saying, "Oh, the game ain't realistic." That's everybody's opinion is different, right? I don't think any football game I've played has been completely realistic. But when people say that in comparison to 2K, I want to know, what exactly are you talking about? Are you talking about outcomes? Or are you talking about things like signature animation and things like that, which 2K definitely has, especially in 2K8. But I'm here to tell you, the things that people complain about in Madden happens in all of them 2K football games. When you're talking about coverage and stuff like it happens. So all I want people to do, again, I'm not debating you. It's just that when the two games are compared, I like to get to the nitty gritty because most people can't. Most people say, they killed with presentation and the depth. Yeah, they did. But when you talk about on the field, where are the things where they completely excelled? Like I said, this is not even 2K5. 2K8, to me, excelled with, I love the passing mechanics. I love the animation quality, the play, QB movement in the pocket, signature anims. But that other stuff, the main stuff that we talk about, consistent zone play and all that, and it was the same stuff. that offensive lineman standing still like that, yeah, it happened in 2K quite often. You don't believe me? Go play it. But that's not me bashing 2K. That's me really just getting to the point of trying to understand what people are really saying. Because I really want to know where the comparison is. Like, because I'm telling you, the stuff that, let me just say it like this. The stuff that me and Smitty are asking for in a football game, none of them did it.
Right.
None of them. None of them games do it. The stuff that most of us are asking for, gameplay, we haven't seen it. 2K5 didn't do it. 2K8 didn't do it. Madden 05 didn't do it. It might have had better representation of the stuff that we were accustomed to. But 2K8 didn't have fully dynamic physics and one-on-one situation. They didn't have it. So that's what I'm saying is like nostalgia makes us say that. Just my opinion, just like y'all have y'all's. I think nostalgia makes us feel like those games were quote unquote so realistic, but they're not realistic in terms of 2022 standards. They're not. So that's why I just tell people, wherever you can find your fun, just have your fun there. I don't never go to people who play. Shout outs to 2K Resurrection, Reconstructed. I don't never go over there and be like, "Oh man, y'all should play Madden." I don't tell.
Yeah, so
do what you do.
So I say they literally upload clips of stuff that literally was happening in the Madden beta, and they're saying it doesn't happen in Madden. So it's like, okay, and I respect it because once again, you're an artist. You put all this effort and time into these
better player movement in 2K5.
Yeah, no. See, that's what I'm saying. That's what you got to be on your own on that one. Like,
let's virtual agree to disagree. That's it. I'm not here to debate. I'm not here to defend 2K nor Madden. I'm just a gamer. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I don't agree with that statement.
And I mean, if you're gonna say year by that year game, I mean, listen. PlayStation, look, I liked NFL 2K5 over Madden, but that player movement in Madden was better. Definitely was better. It was more realistic. So, more authentic. At that time, I mean, considering 2004,
if we keep it real, it was.
Yeah,
even back then.
Better. Like,
but I think he's talking about now. I think he's talking about today.
If he's talking about today, then to each his own. I mean, hey, like Sim said, got to give the virtual handshake, and that's why I say I'm gonna let you have it. You got it, man. You got it. If that's what you believe and you perceive, you got it, man. I'm not gonna say
still had the turnstile, like and it's not their fault. No. It's just dog. Like I think it's nostalgia. Again, check the history. You go back to, I don't even remember what year it was. There was a time where I find somebody who uploaded more 2K8 than me on the channel. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be a long day to find somebody who
that was like 2010.
So I get it.
Yeah,
I'm with you. But Nah, man.
Like,
It's all right. Y'all want me to be honest about something, and then I'm gonna get out of here. Back then, I purposely didn't show flaws in 2K. Here's the reason why. It's because I was using the good examples of football in 2K that I wanted to see in Madden.
mm-hmm.
And why? Because Madden, even till today, was the only NFL product. So I'll use all of the good football, and y'all are going to see that return this year. That's what my channel used to be about, is just showing football. I use all of the good, great examples I could find in 2K to be like, yo, EA, y'all got to do this. But I didn't show the flaws. And oh boy, that is a game that I have on the emulator on this PC. Oh, I could show you some horrific gameplay in 2K8 in Spur. I can show you, but
it
there's
doesn't
no
do
point.
anything.
They're video games. Like, it's, you know what I'm saying? So, and again, don't make me call Gibbs and Farrells mold, dog. They will make them games look.
It was trash once they.
Let me tell y'all something.
Like,
guys like Problem told me, I've heard him say, dog, I could cheese that game worse than Madden. We didn't know that. You know why me and Smitty and some of y'all never noticed that? Because same reason why when y'all watch me play Madden, what y'all say? Man, he make the game look better than it is. No, it's because of how I play it.
Right.
It's the way we're sim-minded guys. So when we played 2K, right, even with all the great stuff it had, we were never going to see the nonsense. We would just see it in passing as we're playing. But I have seen them dudes in the studio break it. Like, I'll never forget. And this was the time Smitty at EA when one time we went down there and we were in that room.
When that office up there, yeah.
Dog.
Yep.
Falls and Gibbs was like, "Oh, Sam, this is your game, right? Look, watch this." I mean, they broke 2K8.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I couldn't say nothing. I couldn't even defend it. I was like, wow. So that's all I'm saying. This is not a debate. It's just, like I said,
it's just
guys,
reality of the game.
It's just reality.
It's just reality of the game, man.
Yeah, I just view it different now, man. Yeah. That's why I like guys like Bills, man. Like we're all pretty much the same mind when how we approach games. We're gonna look for good, we're gonna look for bad, but it's like there's no need for me to go down that comparison road because I'm telling you, you don't want to do that. Because by the way, there's another guy out there that's opposing all of them. What's the dude's name that's putting out all that beta footage? Matt something.
Yeah.
Shout out to him if he's watching. Oh boy, he's firing.
The videos he's posted.
Oh, but look,
it's irrefutable.
Now he's going after Gut Fox. I think he called out Moot. Oh man, it's new players in the arena now. It's hilarious. So here's the funny part. He might be on the opposite end of the extreme. Like, I'm not going to say defending Madden, but he's like, no, I can prove y'all wrong how this game is great. And I'm like, that's going to be an interesting thing to see right there. That's funny.
He's showing the footage. Like, he's shown in multiple videos, he's shown the footage, breaking it down, showing replays off the beta. Like, look at this. Look at the running. Look at the blocking. Look at this. Look at the passing. Look at
play what you want to play, man.
Yeah.
Like, so honestly, like I shout out all y'all guys, and we appreciate y'all watching. Like the Wings and Mumbo of the world's artists, who's my man Black Scorp. But dog, I promise y'all don't have to tell me how much you don't like the game. Like, I don't care. I don't care if you hate, love, infatuated with it. That none of that matters to me. Like, like people hate Battlefield, and I'm playing it. We're just gamers. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't never try to have that debate. That's why y'all never hear me tell you buy a game. I don't do all that. I'm like, no. Try stuff out for yourself, man. If you like it, play it. If you don't, you don't. Like, and I never understood. Like, me and Smitty kind of got pulled into that world back in the day when it became this debate thing. Like, honestly, I don't care. I don't care if, I'm not trying to make you like something or make you hate something. So, we're respect everybody's opinion. And like how we could do like we did here tonight. We can respectfully disagree on stuff. But you know, some people, Smitty, still, they'll come to my every video I post, they have to tell me how much they hate Madden. I'm like,
yeah. I posted it in the chat. His channel, it's I'm that Matt.
Yeah. That's
so
him.
That's his name. I just looked him up. So that's the dude. Y'all want to see who it is or whatever?
Yeah,
I would post a link, but it won't let me. I'm not able to post a link of the channel in there.
Oh, and somebody said he used to have serious problems with Madden. See, that's what I'm saying.
That's what
cool.
I'm saying. Look, people that got, I know we got to go because we got to get out of here, but I'll just say this because we said it before with the beta. People that are big time opposers of the game, I remember looking on the timeline and they was like, hey, yo, I got to give it to EA. Like, I can't front on what this cat's doing in the game. Like, even Sports Drink TV. And it's like, he's like, hey, I mean, I ain't really about drinking that EA Kool-Aid, but you know, it's like he had to give the credit. Like, yeah, what you just recognize game. What up?
Wings, what are you talking about, fam? These are no. Let me ask y'all to do this. Can y'all stop coming by here? Like, real talk. No, real talk. We can disagree, we can debate, right? But if you are the type of person that's trying to make me see it your way, I don't even come here. I don't care. Never did I say Madden was better. You have not heard them words come out of my mouth that it was better. I don't get that. Dog. All I'm saying is I play video games. I love 2K in that time period. I don't play those no more. I just can't play those games because they are 2022 games, not even talking about Madden. That visually, I can't even do it no more. Play 2K basketball. It's never a debate with me of this is better than that. I don't care about any of that because the one game that me and Smitty and my man Neff and many others said that was the best game at the time, most people didn't play, which was Backbreaker.
Oh,
so you're never gonna get us caught up in that web of no, y'all just no. We have promoted games that nobody was playing or everybody was saying was trash.
Yeah.
We're just looking for the best components of the current product that we can play. That's it. Madden 23 is showing some promise. That's where I leave it. I'm not saying it's great. I'm not making nobody else think it's great. I'm not saying it's trash. I'm not making anybody else say it's trash. That's it. So I respectfully ask people who want to be on that, go elsewhere, dog. We ain't about that.
We did see that's the funny thing about it, seeing stuff like that, man, acting like we just supposed to.
Yeah,
look, I've streamed All Pro Football when Sim was like long done with it and everything. I streamed APF and I was like, you see how busted that is? I could break it down, but ain't no title update coming.
Ain't no need.
You see what I'm saying? And I mean, just as much as I could spotlight APF and 2K5, I could tear it down too and be like, man, look at this. Now, if this was happening in Madden, y'all be going crazy. But see, you're going to accept it in 2K5. The turnstile running, let Madden do a turnstile run right now. You telling me you're going to be okay with that? You'll be going crazy. Oh, man, it's 2022 and they should have it. No, but you said it's okay in 2K5, though. See, and that's what I'm saying. It's a whole entire rabbit hole of defending and justifying that you'll be going down. And that's what I'm just saying, like, that's why I love to stream these games, whether it's new or old, because I let the game talk.
Let the game talk.
And when the game tells on itself, then you can't say what you gonna defend. Oh, well, see, but no, you can't. The game told on you. It's it. That's it. It's over.
You know what it reminds me of? And I'm not saying you're doing this wing the mumbo, but it reminds me of, y'all remember when Trump ran for office, right? And people started really showing their hand to me when I would just make random comments on Twitter and how they responded. I'll never forget some of y'all, and it's one person in particular. I posted something that I didn't like about what Trump did, just his actions. Nothing about he wasn't even president yet, right? You know what they said? Well, no, he was, because this is when him and Biden. You know what they reply to me was? Yeah, but what about Biden? It's like, what about him? This has nothing to do with him. I'm just talking about this sole act. Just because I said that doesn't mean that I'm for him, this guy either. But when people do that, they show themselves, right? Like that particular dude, and Smitty knows who I'm talking about. It's the same guy that we used to always get into these debates with in the game changer thing.
Oh.
Homeboy showed himself right then. I said, oh, you one of them, dude. So I'm automatically talking about, no, because I don't like him either. I didn't like either one of them candidates. But you automatically, because I even merely talked about the action of somebody, you bring up somebody else.
Right.
And that's what people do in this Madden and 2K debate all the time. Not, again, Wings, I'm not saying you're debating because you came in here and you said you're not. But that's what y'all do every time. Why does it always have to be yay or nay? Why can't we talk about Madden good and bad? Talk about 2K good and bad? Talk about ESBC good and bad. Why is it always, yeah, but when Madden does that, oh, but 2K. And that's why the community as a whole could never. That's exactly why. That's what y'all do. That's what y'all do, man. But anyway, I'm out of here, man.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go off the radar on that one. I'm gonna leave y'all with that. But he sure did do that, Smitty. I was like, oh, okay, homie. Dang, did I push a button? I see who you for. And I was talking about something that was despicable that homeboy did.
Right.
But you would defend that by saying, yeah, but look at Joe Biden. That ain't got nothing to do with what I just said. I didn't say anything about him as the president. I just said, oh, that was wild what he just did. Y'all show yourself on Twitter. I'm just gonna give y'all that piece of advice. Y'all really show who y'all are. But all right, man.
Yep.
We out here. I'm out here. Catch y'all next week. By next week, you know what? You know what we'll do? We should have Madden to some degree, at least by next week. Maybe we'll just let a Madden game play in the background while we're talking. Oh, no. We're going to find, if you want to come back next week, let's find the 2K stuff. Let's find NFL 2K, one of those games, and let it play. And we ain't going to say a word. I want the chat to comment on what y'all see. And I can guarantee you're going to see some shenanigans. Because every football game has had it. So there you have it. But all right, man, we catch y'all next week. Stay safe. God bless. And we thank you guys for tuning in to the Sim Standard Power Hour. Hope you guys enjoy your weekend. Catch y'all later.
All right. Peace.
I'm still here. I hit the wrong button. Peace.